Minecraft Millénaire. This is my favorite Minecraft mod of all time, and it's really old too. This mod doesn't change much about the Minecraft gameplay loop, but what it does is it adds a bunch of unique villages from different historical cultures, and you're able to interact with them and assist the villages in progressing as they build and upgrade buildings within their borders. What makes this mod unique is that this is not a colony simulator. These villages are mostly self-sufficient and will progress with or without your help, but lending them a helping hand by providing them resources will definitely push them further with their expansion. Different cultures will provide unique goods and equipment, and if you gain a high enough relationship with a village, you can actually purchase a lot of land or even have them construct you a pretty nice house. My final goal in this playthrough is to construct a massive Norman building, the Notre Dame Cathedral. While I will be interacting with different cultures in this playthrough, the Notre Dame is my final goal. Overall, I will need 18,000 smoothstone, 7,000 cobble, over 7,000 logs, and many more items. This will be a hefty goal to reach, but I think I might be able to manage it. Alright, let's get it done. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to walk around, try to get a village to spawn in. They're kind of like normal Minecraft villages, they'll kind of just pop up when they can generate, based on the terrain. If you press V, it'll actually tell you see down there, there's no known village. It'll actually tell you if there's any villages within your vicinity. And if you discovered a village, it'll actually pop up. If you press V, it'll say how far away it is from you, which is pretty sweet. Might as well grab some wood on the way. If you actually press M, it'll open up a Millénaire menu, and it'll give you a little bit of a wiki that you can actually go through, check out all the different cultures. There's also like game settings. You can change how far the villages need to be from each other. All right, let's cook some pork. So far, no villages. So I'm just gonna take a quick pit stop here, cook some bacon. I'm kind of straying away from these spruce biomes. Specifically, I want to find a Norman village for no other reason than just they're my favorite. I think spruce biomes actually, you'll see Japanese villages. Basically, every single one of the cultures are 11th century time period-esque. So there's a lot of different faction and culture-based equipment you can actually get from the different cultures. So, for example, the Japanese, you can get some sort of like samurai-esque armor. The Normans, you can get like Norman tools. The Mayans, you can get obsidian tools. There's basically cool stuff you can get from every single one of these. I'm gonna actually check out this cave real quick, see if I can snag some iron before I really move on. Ooh, okay. Ooh, lucky me. No way that just... Well, at first I was like, oh, I'm gonna mark this area off, come back and make a iron spawner, but I'm quite stupid. Didn't really get used to the sensitivity there, and I didn't really scramble away from that creeper fast enough, so goodbye, spawner. I'm not really trying to speedrun, like, base game Minecraft here, like you won't find... I mean, I will probably at some point fight the Ender Dragon, but I'm not really going to go balls to the walls for that. My main goal is just really to build the Notre Dame and kind of just check out all the different cultures and see what buildings they build. More of a relaxing playthrough, play at my own pace, that type of thing. Looks like it's getting a little dark, so I'm just going to make a bed real quick. I made a purple bed with the lilacs. Here I am trying to find a modded village. Base game Minecraft village spawns on the top of a frickin' mountain. I guess I'll check that out. Sleep real quick. Probably gonna get jumped in my sleep. Aha! Ooh, I almost did. From what I understand, villages, base game Minecraft villages, like to spawn, rather flat terrain. Usually they don't spawn on top of a mountain, but I guess this one did. I guess I'll help myself to some of their crops. Hello there, sir. What do we got here? Got an iron hat. Throw that on. Some bars and a saddle. I guess I'll take that. I feel like I'm tweaking out. I made a test world and, just kind of see if the mod would actually, work for a series. And I feel like a village spawned relatively quickly. And for whatever reason, I keep finding these base game vanilla villages. I guess I'll rob these guys too, and we'll just be on our way. Alright, well, I guess I'll put one of my saddles to use. This is ridiculous. I really don't know what else to do here. Alright, so after searching for a ridiculous amount of time, I decided to create a new world in creative mode, flew around for a really long time, and no villages spawned there too. So, I did some troubleshooting, I Googled a bit, and I found out that there is a setting that I changed. Basically, it's the radius of a village, If a village spawns, how large can it be? And I'm like, oh man, I want large villages. I want big villages. So I turned that from 90 blocks to 120 blocks. Turns out that if you have your village setting so it spawns with a 120 block radius, it just breaks the game and villages will not spawn. As soon as I changed that to 90 blocks in my test world, boom, immediately a village spawned. So we're actually going to test and see if that works in my survival world. All right, here we are. So this is the setting I want to show you guys. Right here, radius of villages. So apparently having that at 90, or well, having it not at 120 will, cause villages to spawn. All right, it worked. Now this isn't a village, but it is a building. We're just gonna check it out. So there is a building 300 meters to my southwest. The lone buildings can spawn that are not a part of a village. This is likely just a, maybe a sheep farmer, cow farmer. I don't know. They could be anything really, but we're gonna check it out. Oh! We got something else here. So let's hit the lone building first, and then we'll run over to what else just spawned, which I believe is a village, but I don't know what those words mean. It's a sheep farm. Looks like I can buy wool from him. I am broke. Ooh, but I will sell you my birch logs. All right, so this guy's a lone merchant. This is kind of a little sneak peek into what the trading system looks like. Obviously they offer things. They're willing to buy stuff. Villages will buy a lot of your raw blocks. They'll buy logs. They actually don't buy planks. They buy cobblestone, stone, a lot of stuff like that. And what you do is you actually get these, you actually get money, deniers. All right, so we are going to head west. All right, looks like we have made it to a Byzantine village. All right, so this is basically what the town hall looks like. Every village has one. Sometimes they're inside of a building, sometimes they're outside like this one. And you got a few signs with a bunch of information here. You can right click on this village map here. Once it loads, it kind of shows you where all the buildings are and locations. You'll actually be able to learn their language. If you see right now, all the text they're saying is blue. That's the actual things that the people themselves are saying. But if I interact with this village enough, sell stuff, get a better reputation with them, I will actually learn their language. And then what they say will actually be translated into red text into English. So I'll be able to understand what they're saying. You got a military rating. You have their population. Right now there's 14 adults. You got 7-7, so 7 males, 7 females. Okay, so this is just the population. This is the names and jobs of every single villager. This is where construction tasks will show up. This is the current project. It does not have the resources that it needs because it needs quite a hefty amount of blocks here. It needs some banners, ton of sandstone, acacia wood, spruce, and then generic logs. So this is what the apparently I can sell my diorite. This is what the trading menu looks like. So I can basically provide them with the blocks. They're willing to buy and sell a decent amount of stuff here. So once they start actually generating a lot of blocks, for example, Byzantine tiles, mosaic, stained glass windows, I'll actually be able to purchase these from them. All right, so I guess the first thing we'll do is really just, let's take a tour of the town. We'll start south and work our way north. And also, I have no idea what any of these words mean. Eventually, my character will learn their language, but as of right now, all I know is that this is basic materials and this is a central shop. That is it. Because their build needs a lot of sandstone, well, just 2 stacks, but it's more than enough I'm willing to get. Hopefully, they have some sort of mine, because I know for a fact a Norman mine can dig up sand. It looks like this is a fishing hut. I'll probably be able to buy a whole bunch of cooked fish, or at least raw fish, and then I can cook it if I'm ever too lazy to get food. Don't know what this is. It's a woodcutter. This looks like a little bit of a merchant house, so either one of the citizens in this town will become a merchant, and he'll be able to travel to other villages, or other merchants will come to our town and reside here. Ah, see? I knew it. Gathering sand. So it looks like this is kind of the Byzantine variant of the Norman mine, or something similar. This guy's basically digging up sand. So I won't actually have to worry about getting sand for the build, because it looks like they will get it themselves. And here is the, it's loud, here's the grove, that house with the axe in the front of it. That's probably where they live. So this is where the lumberjacks are. So it looks like they have a lot of acacia wood. This is... no idea. Is this like a crafts house? Something like that. Ah, I can buy slabs. Or paths. Apologies, paths. They're willing to purchase sand and iron nuggets. Interesting. I don't think I'll ever buy anything from here, but that's still cool. Alright, up here. Looks like we got a... I don't know what this is. I guess it's some sort of farm. Animals are escaping. Ooh. So this is an actual mine. This is where they probably get stone. This is a smeltery. I can probably just take a stack of cobblestone and resell it back to them if I'm ever low on cash, just because they won't know the difference. But yeah, that is the that's the village. That is this Byzantine village. I think we'll reside here for a while. Once I get a high enough relationship with them and the money, I will actually buy a plot of land and build my house, or I might actually buy a house from them. They'll actually build me a house. I don't know if I'm gonna do that yet. The way the Normans have it is that they use specific Norman materials to build houses. And the problem is that they might need a certain building to do that, because that's how the Normans work. Like, you can buy a Norman house, but you need stained glass to build a Norman house. And the problem is if your village hasn't gotten to the part where it can make stained glass, then your house will never be built until they get the ability to make stained glass. So I don't know if the Byzantines work the same way. I'll have to look into that. But if not, then absolutely, I'll buy a house immediately. So yeah, it just looks like they need spruce wood and sandstone. I am actually going to build a house. Just a temporary house up until we build the relationship, so they're actually willing to build me a house once I pay for it. This guy right here, see the little gold helmet? So this guy is basically the leader of the village, you know, kind of like the mayor. So he can, first of all, this is how you buy a house. As you see, there's these different names right here. These are the different plots of land you can purchase and the different levels of houses, you know. I think every village offers you a small, medium, large, empty plot of land, and they also offer a small, medium, large house. So they can also teach me things. Like, for example, they'll teach me how to plant grapes or olive tree saplings. If I get either of those items and I try to plant them, it'll say I have not learned how to. And then I can also, with these, as you see, I don't actually know any other villages. I can actually slander or praise other villages and kind of create conflict between them, or trade if they like each other. I think this mountain should be a little nice, cozy spot to put a house. Get the mountain behind me, so I should have access to tons of coal. Got a little cave system over there I'll eventually search. A whole bunch of cows, so I'm not gonna have any worries about any meat. So I'll make a really just small shack up here, and then I'll actually be able to start my relationship with this town. The first one we found so far. So long-term wise, Notre Dame. So what I need to do is I need to buy a, I don't remember the name, but it's a wand. So once I reach a certain point in this village, they're going to offer me a wand. Basically, if I get a gold or an obsidian block and I right click on it with that wand, it'll give me the option to spawn any village I want. One of those villages being the Notre Dame. I'm not going to do that immediately. I might spawn it immediately, but I'm not going to go, you know, all in on it. I think first I'm going to build the Norman artisan hamlet, so they can start building, you know, certain timber blocks that it might need. I think it needs stained glass, and I think that requires a glass blower. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, that sucks for that guy. That requires a glass blower, so there's a few things I'm gonna need. So we are going to get there eventually. That's good enough. I guess I will go to bed for the night. Alright, I've completed a little crappy staircase up to my house. I'll get the other side later, and I'm gonna put some stairs in here and make it easy to get to the village and back, so I don't have to jump down here and climb up that stupid hill. Alright, looks like they still need a whole bunch of sandstone left. Bunch of sandstone and banners. It looks like they are able to make their own banners, though. Alright, so I know too much didn't happen in this first video. You know, kind of just getting the lay of the land, kind of setting down my plan. But I think I'm going to end it here, and we'll continue in the next episode, so I'll see you guys around. That was not planned. They're going to bed.